Hello, now it's begun. I am JJ with JJ Center to Sarafire. I'm bringing you the franchise mode walkthrough. This is just the regular season. I'm going to be doing another video later of the off season, but I wanted to show you basically no gameplay, just all of the menus and all of the things that are available. Basically, when you're starting your career, you get all these options to choose whether or not you want to turn some of these things on or not. I've actually had a lot of fun with this game. You can still use the strategy pad with the quick things back in Madden 10. I don't know what it is, but we just had a lot of fun with those things. Sorry, I just had to test that video right there. But anyways, you can basically control your whole league all year long as a manager of a league online. You can get your Twitter feed and top stories. It's kind of cool. Different things that are available. When you're basically a league manager, you can control whether or not just players are playing, or you can do like coaches where you control the whole team, which is really cool. League settings, you can kind of get in there at any time, which is really nice. If you want to make that available, you can. You got a little bit of good screen here with player salaries and stuff. I'm going to tell you right ahead, it's not a perfect menu system when it comes to online. It's actually gotten a lot worse when it comes to menus. So sorry about that, but you get to take a quick look at your overall, I guess like your squad. You know, seeing how good everybody is. This is scouting, which you're going to be earning points based on how well you play throughout the year. Determines which player gets that, which I'll show you later. You can also do it with a coach. I'm running through basically just taking a look at all the menus for you. Week 1, you can cut your players. You run through your personnel. You can check out some free agents. A little bit of bad news: the computer pulls all the good free agents right out the top of the gate. There's a lot of decent free agents that they pull right away. And in the off season, I've already been through an off season, they will pull them in the next year also. But I'll show you that. But I picked up Stephen Cooper. I went to high school with a guy, so I might as well pick him up off free agency and let him play. You can take any player you want, put him on the trade block, and then they will go on the trade block in the final, in the next week. You'll actually get some offers if people want him, which is kind of cool. But as you can see, James Ferrier, Donovan McNabb went to the Browns. Now I've done 2 leagues already, and Donovan McNabb goes to the Browns twice, so he's looking like that. Every single week you get a new checklist. Each checklist has the stuff on there. I wanted to show you here the trade blocks. You actually get some weekly goal results, and if you simulate a bunch of years, you're not going to earn a ton of XP for your coach, but you will get enough XP. You won't get enough XP to really do anything, so if you're just simulating a bunch, you're not going to get a lot of XP to do anything. But as you can see, players, teams offer something for your guy no matter what, which is so awesome. You can put people on the trade block and they offer you picks and players. It's so freaking awesome. This is probably one of the best parts of the game so far, is when you put the trade block actually matters. This is something I've been harping on Madden for probably, I don't know, 3-4 years now. You put someone on the trade block, and you really have to find out, like, you have to find it to make it happen. As you can see, they let go of T.O. Someone asked me how hard is it to Cam Newton, and I have not fully attempted it, but I offered Gronkowski here. Nice thing to know is you get to find out basically by looking at your checklist. Now you can right away make an improvement to that trade to try and offer them something better, which is nice. It's not like you offer them a trade and you have to wait till next week to find out what it would be. But basically, I offered him a first-round pick and Rob Gronkowski. I checked it out again. Not looking too good, so you're going to have to do a little bit more work to get. I didn't really work too hard for him, but you're going to have to do a little bit more work to get Cam Newton. I put Tom Brady on the trade block, and that's what they offered him for me, just so you know. Another week goes by. We're looking at progressing players. I want to show you this, basically how well your player performs in the game. Every single week you can progress your players. You basically, the amount of stats you earn in your game. So if you really like Shane Vereen, use him, because if you use him, you'll earn enough points to where you can increase him. Now this is a little different than the coach. The coach earns a separate XP based on season milestones, weekly milestones, like get 3 sacks in one game as a team. That's how that works. Now scouting. I will go back through a lot of these things, so don't you worry. Scouting, you get 2,000 points to scout a player, per week, and you can do one or two things. You can go in there and unlock like just a part of each rating and just find out if it's A, B, or C, which is really cheap. You can really get a good idea of one player just by going in without finding the ratings, but it's going to cost you a lot more to find the ratings. As you can see, I can get an A or a B range, and it still may not be an A. It still may be down in the 89 range. You can also find out if they have a high motor, if they're clutch, if they fight for yards. Those things sometimes may be valuable to you. The nice thing is that you can do it. You can do whatever you want when it comes to scouting. You're not limited to random things that don't matter. Like last year, we used to have that. We scout a player, and you find out your quarterback's, what was it? It was like blocking power. It's like, what the heck is going on there? But as you can see, depending on what kind of coach you get, if you get a motivator, if you get a guy who's a motivator, he more or less progresses more frequently. The players get a lot more progression points throughout the year. But if you get like a strategist like this one, your scouting is a lot cheaper. So I went, that's just based on the coach, wherever you are. And if you create a coach, you can actually choose which kind of coach you want to be, and you get the certain benefits that you'll get from that. Now, as you can see, Tom Brady has 16,000. You got a lot to put into him. Throughout the year, you're actually going to have to try and sign your free agents. It's kind of crazy. But signing free agents, I put it off. I ran through the whole thing. As you can see, these are the players that you got to negotiate with them all through the year. If you can negotiate them throughout the whole year, that's how you find out how much money they're going to need. You really got to watch your salary cap. You can't just let things happen. You really got to move through these menus. It doesn't take you long to get through these menus, don't worry. But once you know where things are, you get to see where they're at. It's nice to find out the news in the Twitter block, and it's basically a news update along with Twitter. Really awesome stuff to be able to let you know. I'm running through weeks 0 through 17. Preseason matters, practicing. Every time you practice, I didn't show you too much of it, but basically if you practice, you see your scouting points increase throughout the week. You can save them up, but if you practice, you can do different scenarios and win XP for your coach. I don't believe any XP goes to the players. They possibly, yes, it does. You do earn XP for the players, by the way, and the coach. So based on how well your players do in practice, oh, wait a minute. Someone needs to verify that. I have not verified that yet. But anyways, you've seen when you could actually scout the player's overall rating for 2,000, whether it's an A, B, or C, or you could actually do another 10,000 and find out what that player's overall rating is. So you're going to see exactly how much scouting points you earn by the end of this. This is week 5. As you can see, I'm having difficulty getting Welker. I don't know if I really want to get Welker because he's 32 years old, even though he's a 95. I don't really want to just go in there and drop him. But as you can see, the guys you're scouting, they actually give you information on how well they're doing throughout the year, and you can actually find some studs and if you really pay attention to your news. Now, when you're playing online, you can play by yourself or you can play with 32 other people. It's up to you. But you do advance the week. As you can see, I actually made Steve Vereen actually got the player of the week. He actually had 3 TDs in one game. Now, remember, he had 0 XP. He had no like 11 XP allotted to his name. So player progression, you go right to player progression from this screen, or you could do it through your weekly thing. As you can see, Tom Brady's really gaining it out there, but look at one game, he actually got 2,000 XP. That was basically what Vereen did there for us. Here's the injury report. They do it in weeks. Kind of cool, 26 weeks, 23 weeks, which will go into the next season if you don't watch out. Practicing again. I'm kind of, as you can see, the Patriots are 1-4. It's kind of weird, really weird. It's going on right there. I try to renegotiate here. What you can move. I'm really learning the menus. Being able to check out the news is really the only way of playing this game. If you really want to understand what's going on in your league, you've got to look in the news center. They don't even have at the end of the season. They don't even have a retirements list. So you got to see who people who retired. You get to see them in like a legendary. Like when you look in the Hall of Fame, you can actually see their rating. And so I guess technically you do it's everybody who's in the league, but like you'll see later. Week 9 Pro Bowl shows up, starts. You can start looking for some voting. You get XP by having different players. As you can see, we're doing really good. Having players get into the Pro Bowl, a certain amount of people in the Pro Bowl, which is nice. Brandon Lloyd does actually matter in this game, which is kind of cool. But I'm running through a couple of weeks here just so you can see what happens. They put everything there for you. I'm earning a lot of scouting points. I'm saving everything. I'm saving my scouting. I'm saving my progression. I'm not spending any progression on any player at all. I want to show you what is available to you. You'll see I'm also going to be doing an off-season video after this. Please check that one out, or check this one out. You'll be able to see both ways, but as you can see, we're going through the whole year. Basically, as an online franchise user, you're really going to have to watch out because the menus are a brand new system. It's really different. You've got to watch out. If you advance the week on people, it actually tells you how many people are ready or not ready. And basically, you're ready by completing your checklist. So if you don't complete your checklist, you're technically not ready. But you can put yourself on autopilot. So if your player's waiting to play their game that week, you can actually wait them out. And which is kind of cool. I'm doing an online franchise this year, but I'm actually waiting to set it up so that way I am not, get everything in order. And I don't want to just. I don't understand the menu system completely, so I don't want to just start an online franchise and freak it out. But look at this. Look how fast you're progressing through the week. Usually when you used to simulate, I used to simulate 30 years. I have so much fun just simulating and managing, simulating, managing. Now this game is not going to let you have the best time of your life when you're simulating and managing. But you look how fast it simulates. And this is all saved online. As soon as you back out, it's saved. The Raiders 11-5, are you kidding me? But the Patriots actually pulled it off. They went from 1-4 all the way to the wild card, which is kind of cool. Still looking at the manual progression. Basically, this is how much you'll earn throughout the year. Remember, like back in the old days, they used to scout and earn progression throughout the whole year. This is basically the same thing. You can save all your progression and spend it wherever you want. Like, let's say you got a wide receiver and you just really loved, you pulled him out of the draft and he's like a 90 speed. You love him. You love everything about him. You can save all your scouting points and you could just put them all into catching. You could put it all into awareness. You could put it all into whatever you want it to go into. As you can see, it told you the college guy who won the Heisman and who also did very good in their bowl game, which is really cool. This is the wild card week, so you get to see Tom Coughlin retiring, folks. This is amazing news, and the Twitter feed's going nuts. 85 things on the Twitter feed because a lot of people have retired. Cincinnati fires that coach. Also checking out some of the top stories from the playoffs that happened throughout the year. You're counting down. Really, it's just kind of fun. It's like back in the old days in '06 when you got to be able to see the newspaper. It's actually a really, really high-end newspaper, which is kind of cool. You got the whole Twitter feed, that's why, but also you get to check out some top players. Of course, when I'm just kind of skimming through it, so you can actually spend a lot more time in these things, but I really wanted to give you a great overview. Holy smokes, 13 TDs. The guy went nuts. 1,200 yards reception. Brandon Lloyd, are you kidding me? That is awesome. Vereen, 4 TDs receiving. That's impressive. Here's some of my, there's my rookie, Dante Hightower. But you get your whole yearly rewards, which is kind of cool. You get your MVP and your Coach of the Year, which is so funny. The Raiders, 12-4. It's basically a rookie coach, which is kind of cool. Check out some of the other guys who are on the AFC Pro Bowl. Isn't that funny? Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, and Tom Brady in the Pro Bowl, which is really cool. My Pro Bowl numbers still have not shown up with that when it comes to the season coach thing, which is kind of crazy, but milestone goal rewards. Remember, you have your weekly rewards, weekly milestones, I guess they call it. But look, you can save all your scouting. You don't have to spend it all. But it does tally up throughout the playoffs, which is really, really nice. So you can actually make yourself really do good. We're toning down to about a minute left in this game, but I wanted to show you the rest of the playoffs. We actually faced off against Andrew Luck, which is kind of cool. We move on the divisional Taking a look at the Saints and Cowboys are also in the playoffs. Kind of cool to see different teams that are in the playoffs when you do a simulation, because Madden does pretty good when it comes down to the overall ratings per players. When you progress your players, you can progress them all year long. You can save it to the end. Saints and the Packers basically against me and the Ravens. Patriots and the Ravens. The Ravens beat out, I believe, who was it? I can't remember who they beat out, but that's all right. But yeah, as you can see, it shows your overall team rating plus the offense and defense rating, which is really nice. But as you can see, the Ravens are the AFC champions, facing off against the Saints in the Super Bowl. And as you can see, this is pretty nice. I got all my scouting points. Everything's looking really good. And I'm trying to find out. Yeah, that should be it right there. Thank you so much for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and also stay tuned for the next